All right, everybody, welcome back to another session of Rub and Dirt. Today we got Dallas County Speedway, just the third track on our list of people that we've gotten the chance to do this for. Could you tell us a little bit about you guys' selves and your track?
Yeah, we've been on this racetrack. We built it new in 1997. My father, Bill Allen, did. And one owner track, our family track, we've had it the whole time. It's raced continuously. 1 year ran go karts instead of big cars, but other than that, it's always been open since July of '97. We'll be going into year 27 this year coming up.
Oh man, you just reminded me. I'm about to turn that away too.
But
Oh,
we've had a long run, and of course, over the last 27 years, racing has went up and down through the years, and we've weathered it out. But we've been on a really good run. As most racetracks, last summer was a little bit different than it had been the few previous years, but still had another good year in 2022.
well, that's a great lineage to have moving on and moving forward with the way things are going in the world and especially with our sport. Now, what made your dad want to get into building the track, and then what made you want to take over running the track?
Well, he started racing back in around right at 1960. And he's 82. He still gets in a pure stock and races some till today. He runs the snack bar. Him and my mother, the concessions here at the track is theirs, so they take care of that. I took the track over. I've helped him forever, but I took it over in 2019. I've been racing for 35 years and owned Allen Auto Sports for well, we've been going on for about 25 years between working for Dirtworks race cars and this building race cars. So it's the only thing that our family has ever done is race. So it's he wanted to have a track, and I ended up taking it over when he got to the point he didn't want to do the weekly hustle of it.
Well, that certainly is unique to you guys. Is you also do run a race car. What race car do you exactly run?
I run modifieds. I own Allen Auto Sports race cars. We do anymore. We do B mods and stock cars is what we build. So that's what comes out of the shop. I don't get to race as much anymore. Last year I run some USRA stock car stuff, and we won several races over at Lucas Oil Speedway last year. We brought the USRA stock cars down to this part of the world. I brought them here to Dallas County. I guess it would have been in 21, maybe. Lakeside was about as close as the USRA stock car ever got this way. So we brought them in over here, ran them a year, got it going. We teamed up with Lucas Oil. They brought them in 21. So now we're averaging about 20, 22 stock cars a night here. They're averaging in that 22, 23 range too. So that's helped our area a lot in the stock car world. And then the B mods, of course, are huge about everywhere around here.
Certainly, sounds like it's you guys helped bring in a pioneering section of it over to you guys and help build for some better competition. Now, what all kind of sanctioned bodies are out there at your speedway?
Dallas County. So we've been USRA for a long time here. We run USRA B modified, USRA stock car, and I brought in the tuners last season. It was their first year as being a sanctioned class. Last year's the tuners. We also have partnered up with Power Eye. We have the Power Eye Pure Stocks and Power Eye Midwest mods. That's our 5 weekly classes. We try to hold it most of the time to just 5 weeklies. We do have an occasional extra class. The INX Legends run here 4 or 5 times last year. And we are also going to bring in the Power Eye Super Stocks are going to be on the card 4 or 5 times, 3 or 4 times something during the year, not to mention our specials that we have in Dallas County.
Well, it certainly sounds like you guys stay busy out there running. Now, my next question for you is you may be a little biased by it, but it's perfectly okay to be biased by it because you just said what you like to race and stuff
Uh-huh.
and what you bring in a bunch. Now, in your mind, what is your best competition you have out there on your track?
Oh, boy, class. They're really good. So our B mod class over the years has been really, really good here on any weekly show on any week. So Ryan Gilmore races here part of the time. This year's USRA Nationals at Lucas champion. He raced here quite a bit. J.C. Morton, the year before USRA Nationals champion. They're here a lot. Morton's here almost every week. Gilmore's here half the time. Former track champions like Colson Kirk, he ran out of A&A mods. He had a fantastic year to beat. He was our points champion this year. Jake Richards out of the Kansas City area makes a lot of weekly trips down here. Robbie Ewing. I mean, we got a long list of really good PMOD guys. So B-Mods is tough. Car counts was down a little everywhere on B's this year. Our stock car deal has been extremely good. We got guys like David Hendricks that runs weekly. He's a former Batesville 10,000 to win winner. Has been almost won the big buck 2 or 3 times over at Lucas. Had a few things. He's a high top end racer. The White Boys out of Lebanon, they won the track championship at Lucas. Was second and third here at ours. Dean Willie out of Warrensburg come down and raced quite a bit. We had a lot of really good cars in the stock cars, but our pure stock division is really, really tough. Usually run about 20, 22 of those a night. I don't know if I really got anything that I say at any given time which one's the best, because on a quarter-mile bull ring like ours, it's a short straightaway, long cornered quarter. We're side by side all the time. We've been the 2-time USMTS race of the year in 19 and 20. So the track just makes really good racing no matter what's here.
Now, you mentioned bull ring. So does that make for a little bit of rubbing out there on the track? A little more than some people are more accustomed to?
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're going to get a tire mark on a quarter-mile track. We don't have a lot of bad wrecks. Speed causes most of really bad crashes, not track size. I mean, the bigger the track, the faster you go. So, yeah, you're going to get a tire, tie rod, a fender. Not a lot of, like, getting frames bent, stuff like that. So that part's nice as far as they don't get their cars tore up bad. We don't tear up as much as a lot of tracks as far as heavy. But any racetrack, the tighter the place you're racing, you're definitely going to have some more rubbing, which makes more excitement too.
Oh, definitely, because without a rubbing, you can't really be racing out there.
Well, I mean, if you go in a NASCAR world, the Martinsvilles, the Richmonds, and the Bristols have always been probably the best NASCAR racing, all being in their world. That's their short tracks. So it always makes more excitement. And at the end of the day, we're there to put a show on for the fans. And they like to see good, hard, close racing. They don't like to see a bunch of wrecks or a lot of yellows, but they do like to see good, hard racing.
Well, of course, everybody wants everybody to come in and go home safe, so
absolutely
takes good part in that. It sounds like you guys are doing a pretty great job of being out there. Now, as far as this goes, who would you say out there, in your area, or maybe not particularly just your area, but your biggest supporters out there for the track?
Oh, we have a huge list of marketing partners for Dallas County Speedway. It'd take us quite a while on this podcast to do them all. We're probably 30 or 40 deep on our marketing partners. I have a huge group of people. Our main class sponsors that Pitts Homes and Realty out of Hermitage, Missouri. They've been a very long time supporter of Dallas County Speedway. They're our Bull Ring Cup Championship Series partner. Hermitage Lumber is the stock cars. White's Marine, the B Modified. Hickory County Farmers Mutual in Hermitage, Missouri is our tuners. And Miller's Auto Body, our Pure Stock Power Eye cars, and Norris Logging out of Lebanon, Missouri. They're our Midwest Mod Power Eye series. And after that, I mean, everybody's important from one end to the other of ours, and we can sit here for a long time going through my marketing partners. We keep that list on our Facebook page, Dallas County Speedway, for everybody to see. And we always hope everybody supports businesses that support our sport, no matter what track. They help all these guys weekly, and they help put shows on for the tracks, and they're a very important part of our sport.
Oh, of course, sponsors. We couldn't do it without sponsors, without track owners, without our track fans, and without our great racers that come out there to really race and bring their people out. It's always a tremendous thing to go to a dirt track and really see how, everything comes together and how much they really are one big happy family out there, whether they rub and get into each other a little bit at the pit or at the back end of the track, saying, hey, I didn't like the way you raced me like that. But you'll see them out there next week and you'll see them joking around with each other.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big family. Kids that are raised in this, a lot of us all have kids, and I have a son and a son-in-law that both races. My father-in-law race. I have a niece that race. My son-in-law's family all races. So these kids that run to these racetracks as kids and grow up, it's a little different life than a lot of other sports. I understand you got stick and ball sports, and there's a lot of AAUs and traveling type stuff, and they have a family too, and they go for so many, weeks during the season. Racing is a 12-month affair, and just because the racing's over, it's not over in the shop time and seeing each other at racing chassis schools and bank championship banquets and one thing after another. So these kids get to know each other really well over the years, so they grow up together, and as they get older, they hold them friendships. A lot of them doesn't. It's a big family. A lot of times I tell a lot of people it's like your brother, or little sister, and sometimes you really get mad at them and you'd like to probably pop them a little bit. But when it comes down to push and shove, you're right back there to help them. So there's guys in my 35 years of racing, you might get into it with a guy and have an issue at the track, and you drive by and they're on the side of the road with a flat tire. You'll pull over and help them. You guys might not talk about it while you're doing it, but you're going to make sure they get home, so you'll see them the next week. And that's a really neat thing about the racing world.
Of course. Now, moving on to next year, is there any kind of things you want to keep hush hush that you're working on, or is there something big that could be coming next year?
Well, we've had the USMTS tour the last 3 seasons. We actually 3 out of 4. We lost our date in 2021 twice over weather. And then this year we had again. We're not bringing USMTS back this year. There's no issue with us and them. It's we're going to give it a break for a year on USMTS. We had a good show last year, and it was a really good deal. Todd is doing an amazing job with the purse structure and stuff, and them guys are racing for huge dollars. My facility, to be honest, I need more seats for the purse structure now. We need to be able to put more people in the stands. So we're going to work on that going forward to get to that, back to that USMTS that we want. But we have some other really neat stuff. We have a huge 4th of July race that has become really good. This will be the 4th annual Stars and Stripes. It's been a B-Mod and stock car twin 30s. Everybody will be on tap. Our B-Mods will be completely featured this year. It's usually a really good paying race. We're going to have another B-Mod. We're going to have a stock car special of its own this year that we're working on the details right now. That'll be a very good paying race. Got a few other things. Working on a Power Eye special at the end of the year, a 2-day show. We're going to announce that. It'll be in September. We're working on it with the Power Eye officials right now. Kevin Greven up at Lake Ozark Speedway. We're talking to him on see if we can get that. We've got a big pure stock special we do every year that goes really well. Springfield Mechanical Services Incorporated in Springfield, Missouri. They're great marketing partners for that race. It has been the first 2 years have been outstanding. And I am working on one more that I can't let out of the bag yet. I'm actually going on a road trip out of state away this weekend to try to get a series into Dallas County, and these particular type of cars have never raced in the state of Missouri. And they are amazing race cars. So if I can pull that off, hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll have an announcement. But we're going this weekend to see if we can talk to we got a meeting with the sanctioning body and their promotion team, and we're really hoping that we can pull this into the state because we'd be the first ones ever, and it'd be a really neat deal.
Well, certainly looking forward to hearing that announcement if you're able to secure it. But I guess that kind of could play into the question that I got next. if there wasn't any sort of issues out there for you guys,
Yeah.
what was a class that you would love to bring to the the track?
I'd have to watch how I answer that one because that would give away what I'm working on. Um, we're not a good sprint car track. Our fences are probably not. We've had sprint cars here years ago. Well, our fences are probably not tall enough. The speeds would be okay, but they're probably not tall enough. We've had some really good midget races in the past. That the midgets is something that I maybe would be interested in bringing back to Dallas County. We had the Cash Money Late Model Series a couple years, and they put on a good show. So the late model deal we've done lately, we are a very big grassroots racetrack. I'm very much weekly racing oriented, taking care of. We average about 80 cars a night, and I really push our weekly racing and them guys. There's always a special somewhere, but there's a lot of guys that either won't or don't feel like they need to go to some of these specials. So I like making sure we take care of that group of guys. But the ones I'm working on is something I would love that I really like a lot, and pretty well nobody here has seen them in person. You would have to travel a long way off to see this particular kind of car. So when I make that announcement, if we can pull this off, I'm really excited about that. So that's probably my number one, these particular type of cars. So if we can get them, it'd be great. But other than that, just a lot more of the same for Dallas County. Our stock cars and B mods and pure stocks, tuners and Midwest mods, and take care of the guys that take care of us every week.
Like I said, I'm curious now. You got my interest in it, and I'm waiting for that announcement. Hopefully we can get you on a little later if it's all secured, and you can give us a formal announcement, and I can tag it on to something.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a unique opportunity for a lot of track owners and track promoters and stuff. I know this kind of caught you off guard a little bit because there's not a whole lot of people out there that want to interview the local dirt tracks and all over the place and everything like that. But, we're here to help promote you guys, help promote the sport. We honestly, we love what you guys do, and we couldn't do what we're doing now here on this podcast without you guys. And that's why we started it up, was so that we could properly represent you guys.
We very much appreciate that, and we know that everything in from the podcast to all the social media outlets. I have very good friends in the streaming world, so I'm a little used to some of the stuff like you guys do. I actually at one time did a podcast for my friends at Racing Dirt. Trenton Berry, he actually started his career at Dallas County Speedway announcing a long time ago. So, and we've done some race stuff together, and we're close. So I have a ton of respect for what you all do, and it does help. It helps our sport, and it takes everybody together, and it all works in unison. When everybody works together, it helps everybody.
Now, before we go, I do have one final question for you, and it's a very, very loaded question.
Okay.
The question is, what does racing mean the most to you in your life?
Wow, because that's all I've ever done in life is race, build cars, own racetracks, and race cars. I'm 50, and I started at 16. Like I said, this is year 35 for me. It's a way of life. I never had to worry about my children where they was on Friday and Saturday nights running up and down the highways doing stuff they wasn't supposed to because they was always at a racetrack. So I know this sounds weird, but that was a sense of security because I knew where my family was. It's a way of life. It's our family's living. So it's how we take care of our family. My favorite parts to racing is I've been fortunate, and we won a lot of races. And as a race car driver, we won a lot. We won lots of races as a chassis builder over the years, and I've had some unbelievable, awesome drivers in my stuff. But still, till today, I get more excited watching my guys win than when I win. And one of my favorite things of anything is at my track or at my chassis company is when I get to watch the face of a guy that wins his very first car race. That still to me is the most gratifying thing that I get out of racing is when a guy pulls into Dallas County Speedway victory lane. I watched maybe somebody I've watched a long time race, maybe somebody from a different track that's never got a win. They show up and to watch that very first time they get out of that car when they won that car race. That still to me is my most gratifying thing that I appreciate about our sport is that jubilant and happiness and stuff, because they worked so hard and they're excited. And no matter what you do and how many races you win as a driver, a chassis builder, or whatever, you know how big they are. There's only one first time. You never get that one back ever. So I remember my first one. I remember how happy I was. I remember my son's first one, and I remember so many of my customers' first ones, and so many of my customers being a track owner. That is still till today the thing that excites me the most and gives me that little cold chill down my spine is watching that guy get number one. And a lot of my guys have won a ton since, but they never get that one back.
Oh, exactly. I mean, you can try to recreate that magic, but nothing more important than that first time you pull down a victory lane. Very high emotional thing for a lot of people. I thank you for your time. Do you have anything else for us before you go?
No, we appreciate everybody a bunch. Anybody that can get down to Dallas County Speedway, we're going to open our Lucas Oil 600 Now series. I believe I forgot we do have that. I believe it's like it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like the 13th, 14th, 15th, or 15th, 16th, somewhere right in there of April, and then we kick off our weekly racing series, 27th annual of it, Friday night, April 21st, and we'll get back at her another great year of quarter-mile bull ring racing. We appreciate everybody that can come, and we appreciate you for the opportunity to be on your podcast.
Well, hopefully I can keep in touch with you guys and, see how the season's going so far and progressively throughout the year. And by this time, we're talking about that huge surprise and if it paid off or not.
Absolutely. Well, I sure hope so, because I think it'd be a great night of racing here at the old bull ring.
Well, on behalf of over here on Rubbin' Dirt, we thank you for your time, and thanks to our partnership with W Energy for making things like this possible for us, and wish everybody the best. Get out there and don't forget to support your local drivers and your local tracks, guys.